This is the part where we all throw our heads back in laughter for no purpose at all. Ready, boys?
Ready.
Okay. So, welcome back to Gamers Universe, the show where we talk about games and give our opinions on them and review them. So, as you can see, my normal co-host isn't really with me for this one. Scheduling was a little off, but he'll be back, hopefully. We hope. I hope he never comes back.
Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, wow.
so joining me today for co-host is another one of my really good friends, Mr. Dom. Mr.
Hello.
Dominique, not the donkey, but just Dominic.
Whoa.
Bro.
Of course not.
Bro. And it's also a little different because we also have a guest here today, and it's a little Vinny.
Little Tim. Of course.
And since there's three of us here, we're going to be doing things a little different. Instead of scoring, we're just going to talk
About the games.
Please don't click away. Please don't. Please don't. It'll be entertaining, I promise. So how we do things on the show is we divide games into a few different categories of graphics, storyline, gameplay, and replayability. And this time, we're not going to have a final score, like I mentioned before, but we're going to try to make this as entertaining as possible.
Of course we are.
It's going to be great.
I mean, come on. Fantastic.
All right, so the two games, we're going to start off with Dragonball Xenoverse, and then we're going to transition into Dying Light.
Dying Light.
That's the game review.
Until dawn.
Until dawn. That's what it is.
Good job.
Thank you, sir. So let's start off with Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I almost said universe.
I know.
Okay, let's get this show started. So let's start with graphics. Now, this is a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
I don't think it's PlayStation 4 exclusive.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's also for Xbox One.
For Xbox One. It's for next-gen console. Now, I'm pretty sure if Joe was here, he'd be talking to you about, just get the PC version, because the graphics will be great. Be the best on PC. I'm not into that stuff, but get it for whatever is most convenient for you. I'm going to get it
I
for...
don't even know if it is on PC.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
It probably will be, though.
It probably will be, though.
That don't.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Anyways.
Anyway, I'm going to get it for PlayStation 4, a next-gen console, graphics looking great and awesome. That's my opinion. Who wants to go next?
I think that the graphics are pretty good.
Any more words, any more opinions on that?
That's it.
Okay.
He's gonna be the boring guy through the show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're
Okay,
welcome.
well, for me, like when I saw the graphics, I found it to be kind of cartoonish, which is kind of like the normal Dragon Ball Z feel. Which I'm actually really happy that they decided to keep it while making it a little bit more real, having a bit more realism. But you know, it's graphics. You know, I don't fret over the graphics.
It doesn't make
of
the
the
game.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make the
It's
game.
more the gameplay. But
It's more the gameplay, but we'll get to that later.
Ooh.
oh, okay.
Okay.
That was too long.
Enjoy the show, folks.
Of course.
Next is the storyline.
All right, let's jump into the storyline. Thank you, sir. Believe it or not, there's actually a really good story here.
That is true.
There's
That
a
is
decent
true.
story here. The story is that your custom character, yes, they brought back custom characters. I'm actually happy about that.
Everybody is.
So your custom character goes through a storyline where somebody is messing with the main story, the universe of Dragon Ball Z. For example, the famous scene where Goku puts Raditz in a full Nelson, and then they both get shot with Piccolo's special beam cannon.
Yep.
They changed that up to where, I don't know how this is humanly possible, but Raditz gets out of the full Nelson. Please explain to me how that works.
It happens though.
It just happens though. And he just jumps out the way, and he does not get hit with a special beam cannon. Only Goku gets hit, and then Goku's like, this was a bad idea. And then Raditz shoots Piccolo in the face, and then Piccolo dies, and then Raditz just laughs about it. So it's your job as this new character of Dragon Ball Z, to put things back in the rightful place. That seems awesome to me.
And me.
Oh yeah, seems it's good. And you have many different customable classes with Saiyan, Earthling, Namek, whatever Frieza was. What was Frieza?
I don't know Frieza's race, but
But
it's Frieza.
Frieza race.
Frieza planet.
And then Boo.
Yep.
The Frieza
Boo.
planets.
Boo.
Boo.
Oof. And yes, I just burped. And then
Okay.
yeah,
That's not really something you'd want to.
positive
Okay, whatever.
positive enforcement for the story here.
Yeah, the story's pretty nice.
What do you give it, sir? You have no opinion?
No
You
opinion
have
on the
absolutely
story?
no opinion.
No opinion on the story?
Next.
Okay, well, for me, I was watching a bit of like a few of the live streams that they have had for the game, and it showcased some more of the storyline, and I like the fact that it goes through tons of different spots in the universe. It's not like one long storyline.
The
It's
Frieza saga.
Everything is just like out of place. Something's different, but you have to fix it.
Yeah, the
And it's
Frieza
amazing.
saga, the Boo saga, they're all in there.
And the iconic over 9,000 is in there too.
It's over 9,000.
I guess you could consider yourself a Time Lord.
No.
He's gonna be that guy. Are we seriously gonna put up with this?
Yes, you are.
Maybe.
Oh well.
Well, he
Okay.
it technically is.
Is that about it? Is that about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about it?
That's about it.
Let's move on to gameplay.
You can say he's a minute man. Gameplay. All right. Now I've actually looked into the gameplay, and when you're going through like the main story, there's this lock-on system. It seems to be working all right, but when you're like 1v1 like online, it's gonna be like a, I don't know how to call
Pretty
it.
sure it's still a lock-on system.
No, there's no lock-on system. I know for a fact there's no lock-on system. It's like it's not really. It's kind of like in Budokai 3, right? Where it was like that, and then you push the button, and you can like go like that around.
Yeah, I understand.
Like that.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that you can only go Super Saiyan with the Saiyan class, and it only lasts till the full meter of the Kai meter. Like once your Kai meter runs out, you go back.
Well, that's not that bad actually.
Well-
It balances out the characters a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like the whole point of going Super Saiyan is to be Super Saiyan, not to like have it so like it's a cool thing that lasts for about a few seconds. And by the way, when the whole thing runs out, your stamina meter goes all the way down to 0, your Kai meter all the way down to 0. You're basically defenseless. So what's the point?
As a finisher. As like.
It's a desperation tactic.
Yeah, basically, it is. That'd probably be the only. way I would use.
That's my only downgrade of the game.
Downgrade.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Okay.
This is my show. Do you have a problem with that?
No.
All right. So that's my only complaint with the gameplay. But other than that, everything seems to work great. Especially the tactic with the there's this thing where like there's this move where like even when you're getting hit, you can still execute the move, and it's like a move where you can like go away.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he knows what I'm talking about.
I do know.
And it's this whole thing where like I think my favorite is the move where you fly back and you're like blasting like Kai at him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think that's my favorite one. You want to
So
go next? You go.
yeah, I'll go next. So for me, the gameplay is it's to be fair, it's kind of simplistic of like the normal Dragon Ball Z style. They did change up the power system a little bit, so it's instead of like you having 4 powers that you would use through combos, through combination of the keys, it's rather just you press a certain button and then a little thing pops up and you can do 4, and there's different ones depending on if you're on land, if you're on in the sky. And,
Land,
and there's
sky,
like ones that are
water?
like powerful that take up more.
Underwater, maybe.
I
water
haven't
ones?
seen any underwater battling.
Yeah, there's probably no underwater.
There
might-
might.
Sorry, guys. We're sorry. Gosh. Also, there's no power struggle.
That is true. There is no power.
There's no power struggle. You know when the Kamehameha.
Actually, I think there is.
No, there's not. They said that there wasn't.
Okay.
So you can have the iconic moment where the Kamehameha meets up with the Gallic gun, and it's just you mash the button, and Yeah. There's none of that. I'm sorry. Gosh.
He's not sorry.
I'm not sorry. Anyway,
On to replayability.
no, we
No?
still haven't
You
gotten
want-
him
you want
yet.
Vinny?
No.
You want Vinny to
I
talk?
Say something. Say something.
You have something?
I'll say something. All right.
it.
So, there's a new character that I've learned about, and it's female Boo.
Female Boo.
I think it's one of the best things added.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, I don't really know what to think about that.
Who thought of that? Who
I don't-
thought that was good? You can't make like a female Namekian or whatever Frieza was, but there's a female Boo.
Yeah, that's actually in the game.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
I'm just saying you can't.
That's the sad part.
Replayability.
It's just go on.
Let's just go on to replayability. So the replayability value here is
Over 9,000? It's a fighting game. Come on. All fighting games have a load of replayability.
It's over 9,000.
it's over 9,000. Yeah, so I would say that it's over 9,000. Fighting games are more fun when you play,
With friends
with
or
someone online or with somebody, especially when you like unlocked all the characters and all the things you can get, unlock all the moves you can give to your custom person. You can go Super Saiyan 2 with your Saiyan class.
That is true. You can.
You can't go Super Saiyan 3. Disappointment.
You didn't do the cough right.
Disappointment.
That's how it's done.
Okay. So what'd you do?
I'd say the replayability.
So, how about that speech?
The English language.
Because the English good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the English language.
Welcome.
Welcome to the English language. Yes.
So I think that the replayability will
Over
get
9,000.
kind of old eventually
Well, yeah.
because
yeah.
once you
Mastered
played
everything.
and mastered all the players, characters.
100% completion.
Yeah.
We're looking at you out there,
What, the completionists?
the completionists.
There are tons of them. You're one of them.
No, I'm not.
He's a half completionist.
I'm a half completionist,
Half.
sir.
Yeah, that's right. What about, because I feel like, I'm pretty sure like the one game, never mind. We'll talk
That
about this
one
later.
game, dog.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, of course we will.
Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about.
You made him lose his train of thought, sir.
You did.
I have done nothing of the sort. Hi, how you doing today? So yeah, we're still talking about replayability over here. So
You can go on him, I think.
I think he's. We'll come back to you.
I already said my spiel. There we go.
Say some
it's
more.
over 9,000 amazingness.
Over 9,000 amazingness.
Because,
Yeah. Like if you complete 100% of the game, there won't be any storyline for you to.
Side
The-
quests. Side quests, though.
Yes, there are
there
side
tons
quests.
of side quests.
I mean,
course there's side
but if you
quests.
100 complete the main storyline, there's nothing new going to be introduced to you.
There's
along with
nothing
all the
new.
side quests. If there's nothing new for the side quest, then the storyline's just boring and you don't want to play that anymore. And if you play online too often, too much, you'll end up knowing every single character and it'll just start becoming boring and you'll play it less and less. But I'd still say it's 9001.
9,001. I think what's so great is them giant boss battles. That's all I gotta say on that. Look at the boss battles. I'm serious. Just do that. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Until Dawn. I almost
Hold
said
on.
Dying Light again.
Hold on.
Good job.
When is it supposed to be coming out?
For the Dragon Ball Z game,
Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
I believe the 20th, but don't quote me on that.
No quotes.
No
don't,
quotes.
Don't quote me on
We don't quote
that.
here in Gamers Universe.
And okay, let's.
Let's move on.
That was gross.
You love it. So,
Okay, let's go back.
Until Dawn. We're gonna stop talking about this now and move on.
Okay.
So, first things first, we're gonna do the graphics. Now, this is the one that's the PlayStation 4
I'll go
exclusive.
first. I'll go first.
No, hey,
No.
Okay.
I'm the host. Shut up.
Okay.
This is the one that's the PlayStation 4 exclusive. No PlayStation 3. No, none of you Xbox fans. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Xbox fans. I'm sorry. Not.
Of course you're not.
Of course not.
You are a hardcore PlayStation fan.
PlayStation fanboy. So, you got to give it up to next gen. Good graphics. Enough said. Go.
I'd say the graphics are so good that when I watched the trailers, I actually started to forget that it was a game. I thought it was like an actual horror movie.
So yeah, they do a really good job.
Not a quote, ladies and gentlemen. Not a quote.
Not a quote.
They do a really good job at what am I thinking? I'm trying to think. Oh, make it look real. They do a really good job at
They
the
got that
realism of the game.
Facial recognition.
Yeah, they're really good with the with how the animations are and things like that.
Facial
with
recognition.
With and adding the graphics that you know, it's pretty awesome. That's all I have to say on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, folks, graphics doesn't make the game. That's why we say little to nothing about them. But we have a lot to say about the storyline. Let's move on to the storyline. So the storyline is 8 friends, college students. They look like college students.
We don't actually know, but
We don't
I'm
know,
assuming they're
but
college students
we're assuming that they're college students
Or
because they
fresh
look
out.
like college students.
or fresh out of college.
Or fresh out of college. It can go either way. So they all go back up to this mountain resort that's up in a mountain. 'Cause
It's a mountain resort.
it's a mountain
Of course
resort
it's
up in a mountain. Quote. You can quote that one if you want to.
Well, because that one's right.
So, and then out of nowhere, things start going terribly wrong when a killer shows up and starts going, "How'd your kids, how'd your wives?" And
Don't say
yeah,
that ever again.
"How'd your kids, how'd your wives?"
Damn it, Troy.
So that's basically the storyline. Just run away from the psycho killer.
Man.
I actually like the story. I really do.
Okay, you.
No,
Then you go first.
I like the storyline just because, well, wait, I think.
Because wait, can we come back to you?
Yes,
We can go back to him.
Okay, the storyline actually for the storyline, it's all full
That's what we're
of
talking
choices, and these choices impact how the game ends. It has multiple endings. It has multiple choices throughout the game, and this is something
Life or death choices, people.
This is something that should play into story as well as gameplay. So I'm talking about it here, and
The kind of stuff that makes you sweat.
because the reason why I'm talking about this here is because it impacts the story. But
Of course it does.
I'm also talking about it here because gameplay is the next
Thingy.
thing, anyways. So it kind of ties in here.
Ties in.
It's kind of like that, where every choice impacts.
Every choice
well,
matters.
not every choice. Most choices, because there are like big choices and there's a little symbol.
I was about to have a big finish and you just messed me over. Thank you. Most choices matter, people. Life or death choices. That's what happens in this game. Can you handle it? Can you handle the thunder that is coming? No.
I know you can't.
Of course not. So, I am very terrible with horror.
I know you are.
So let's move on to the gameplay. Now the gameplay actually plays a lot like Heavy Rain. If
yeah,
anyone,
in a way, yeah.
made by the same people, maybe so. But I have not played Heavy Rain, but I have played Beyond Two Souls, and I know for a fact that game was made by the same people with the same style. So.
Yeah.
I'm digging that kind of gameplay. I really do. So I like it.
I like the gameplay because
pressure.
Okay.
Good
Troy,
for you,
you
Troy.
Are, no. Bad.
look, there's only one thing I dislike about the gameplay, and that would have to be the camera angles.
The camera angles.
They're very awkward.
Well, that's how Heavy Rain works.
It's still awkward.
It's still awkward. You
Hey,
get
you
used to
stole
it.
my thing.
You
Okay,
get
I'm gonna
used
talk
to
about
it.
that.
You get used to it.
Yeah, I was going to talk about how the camera angle's bad.
But what I
something I
like
noticed.
about it is that the choices will really impact the storyline. So there's some things you won't get to see the first time you play through it, which is why I really like it. I like how there's just 8 people and you get to play as different people throughout the storyline based on the events that happen.
And each person discovers their own set of clues to what's going on, why it's happening. So maybe one person finds a set of clue and then talks it over with whoever they're with. Like, I don't know, I think we're missing something. And then somebody else along in the story might actually know what they're missing because they've experienced that part. And that's what makes it really cool. Because what I'm really hoping for is that they'll all meet up eventually, and then they can just all piece it together. That would just be perfect. It would be good.
Yeah. For me, the gameplay is very interesting because it's a lot of exploration in just kind of like the parts where
To find the clues.
yeah,
Exploration
to find the clues and things like that. But as soon as you're found by something like
The Killer.
there's these action events, and the action events are like.
Would you say QuickTime events?
Yeah, quick time events. Yeah, that could work. They're semi-quick time events. actually.
Semi-quick. There's a timer on it, but it still counts.
Yeah, and they affect how everything works. Kind of like it affects how you
Hide,
get
don't
away.
hide.
Yeah, it affects how you get away. It affects like
The choices.
the outcome of the race and things like that.
Yeah.
And I find that it's really good in these types of games.
Works.
Again, the camera, I hate it so much. That's just me. Other people who have played games like Resident Evil, which had that kind of camera, are probably used to it. But I don't really like the static kind of following you camera. I prefer having the camera right behind the character, as if in like a third-person environment. You know what I mean?
Well, it's got to be like that for dynamic view angles.
That is true. That is true.
The angles the camera views are important because some things might be lurking in the darkness in the back that you're supposed to know about, but they're not supposed to know about.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of this one scene in Beyond Two Souls, where like the main character was stepping through this doorway, and the camera shot was behind her, but it was a wide shot, like really wide, and it did that because like somebody who was like dead on the floor was getting back up, and you could like see that as the camera was like moving away from it.
Yeah.
So like that's
that is true.
That's what that's for. Like it's that way for a reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will admit it's a little hard to see things.
Yeah.
I will admit that, but like it's supposed to be that way for a reason. You got to remember that. I also think what's really cool is how the characters actually interact with each other. You know, you can like pick choices to how some characters answer to another character's like thinking out loud, sort of.
Yeah,
and you can actually make these choices that will eventually lead to like some characters betraying others.
Yeah, it's all dependent on how.
I'm very interested to see how that works.
Yeah.
Somebody's fed up with someone else. Out of nowhere, he just pulls a gun. Where'd you pull out that gun? Game physics, don't question it. That's literally like what that is.
Sometimes. Sometimes it actually gives a backstory as to how they got the gun.
Yeah.
Other things like that. But, you know.
The game ends with just somebody just shooting one of the characters, and then just pans up like, shh, twin brother.
That'd be so stupid.
That'd be the stupidest
That would
ending
be
ever.
the stupidest ending, yeah.
That would be so funny.
And I don't think there's any game over messages either. Everything can go.
Beyond Two Souls was like that too. No game over. No matter what happened, even if you were caught by the police, no game over.
Yeah, because
kept going.
Yeah, because there was like a thing.
So even if a character dies, it's not over. You just screwed up, and now that person's dead.
And you're gonna get a different ending.
How does that make you feel?
What you were originally gonna get.
How does that make you feel?
Fantastic.
You just let somebody die. Like, how does that make you feel? Real quick. Let me look deep into.
Take your glasses off. Make it better.
Tell me. Okay. So what I'm actually hoping for is that to make the gameplay even better, is that like there's an option where you can save all the characters.
That would be pretty cool.
Like all the characters can be saved, but also all the characters can still die. Like that leads to possible endless outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Possible endless outcomes.
So
Speaking of different outcomes, let's go back to replayability.
go back to we
haven't
never
gone
went there
to
in
it
the
yet.
first place.
Actually, on Dragon Ball Xenoverse,
Yes,
we
he's
have.
back.
Okay. Anyways,
Replays back. All right.
come on.
So yes, replayability. Now, it's gonna sound like we already talked about like how the gameplay works, and that's gonna jump right into replayability. Because, like we said, there's multiple different things that can happen. There's betrayals that can happen. People can die who you can like not let them die or let them die if you really hate them. If you're that much of a jerk, all right, you can just do that. Again, like I was saying, I'm really hoping that there's the option where every character can live and every character can die, like both. Because that way there will be endless possible endings. And like again, the choices that you can make, you're not going to see everything your first time through, and you're going to want to because maybe you'll miss something the first time going through, and that will lead to some unanswered questions. So you go back, do a little more exploration, make a little more smart decision making, and maybe you'll figure out something else. Maybe you can get something every single time you play from it, and that's what replayability is.
Yeah, it has not like an unlimited amount of replayability because eventually if someone tries hard enough and makes different decisions every time
it
at
is-
every corner, then eventually they'll get it. But I'm assuming that it's gonna give you enough.
I'm not gonna lie, it is still a linear storyline. Like everything,
it's not-
it goes in like a specific way, specific pattern.
I don't think really linear. I don't think
Honestly,
it could be
no, I
called
think it
linear because
does.
it has many different choices.
Well, yeah, but
I
no,
think-
but like
I think-
I've seen two choices before. I've seen one and then the other, and they both lead to the same thing later on.
well,
They
those,
both they both just go like two different ways, but then eventually come back in the center.
Actually, that's because there's like sometimes choices can not actually make a difference. Sometimes they do that where they make you think
Well, yeah,
the
like having
choice
somebody live or
matters.
die. That's obviously going to be like a big.
Like where they make you think that the choice matters, but other times
That's the whole point, making
it
you think the choice
doesn't.
matters.
But other
That's the whole
times
point.
it just doesn't. Like Mass Effect is a good example. Mass Effect does that a lot. Like because it gives you a lot of dialogue options, but most of them just
It doesn't matter.
most of them you can choose any one. You'll get a different dialogue box back, but it'll result in the same thing.
What do you got?
I like the replayability because through every single time, every time you play through the game, there's a possibility that you can save 8 people and have none die.
That's what I'm hoping.
Save 7, have 1 die, 6, 2 die, and so on.
Yeah, that'll be really great. That'll be really great. That about wraps it up here for us. Thank you for tuning in. Stick around for next month's episode. And until then, we're going to finish off the rest of this Mountain Dew here. No sponsor included. We'll see you next time.